My name is Andrew Ravens, and I have been covering wrestling professionally since 2013. In this video, I'm going to tell you Bianca Belair's big reveal on the mistake that WWE made with her career. Let's break it down, because Bianca Belair, well, she's been around for a hot minute. She has gone from the very bottom to the very top, and fans around the world have followed her journey in WWE from NXT to the main roster. And throughout her journey, she's been consistently booked. She's been consistently used in notable programs. She's wrestled the who's who in this industry. And she's held some hardware along the way. Whether it be against a Becky Lynch, whether it be against a Charlotte Flair, or what she's currently doing with Jade Cargill, she's always in the mix, and fans are always wondering what's next. Now, Bianca Belair, throughout her WWE career, has been a lovable, believable babyface. She has a connection with the fan base that is pretty rare, in my opinion, because they've followed her journey. She's genuine. She stands by her words. She's extraordinarily athletic, and her personality just overall is fun, and you want to see her succeed. She has those character traits that make a great babyface, and in my opinion, that is the reason behind her success in WWE. Whether it be under Triple H's leadership at NXT and now, or when that creepy old Vince McMahon was in charge, she's been consistently used. And as of late, obviously, we've seen what WWE has done with her, which I've been very high on, and I think that we're going to get to see more of it, which is her and Jade Cargill. Now, obviously, they just dropped the women's tag team titles at Clash at the Castle. Personally, I wouldn't have done that. I think it's a situation where they looked at it as, okay, we need a feel-good moment. We need some home country talent winning a title. And this way, we can have Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair lose the championships without taking the actual pinfall, which I'm not mad at, because you want to keep Bianca, you want to keep Jade Cargill as strong as possible. And by not them losing the championships, yet them dropping the championships, it does exactly that. So, let's get into today's video, because Bianca Belair, although is a tag team player right now, which is pretty ironic considering she's been a single star the majority of her career, and Jade Cargill has been a single star for the majority of her career, they've actually gelled quite well together as a tag team, which is quite rare, and I'll get into that in a little bit later. But let's get to today's topic, because Bianca Belair was talking with the Daily Mail, and I thought this was actually quite interesting, because she was asked whether there was ever any plans for her to go up against Ronda Rousey. Now, of course, Ronda Rousey, she had a notable WWE run on two different occasions, right? She had a rookie year, which is arguably the greatest rookie year in the history of the wrestling business. Is right up there with Kurt Angle, obviously making her debut at WrestleMania 34 in a mixed tag team match where she teamed with Kurt Angle to take on Triple H and Stephanie. That was a great match. They did everything in their power to get Ronda Rousey off the ground running, and they did just that, whether it be her long reign as Raw Women's Champion, whether her going from a babyface to a heel, in which I believe she is a better heel, whether it be her feuding with Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair or Sasha Banks. You can go down the list of everyone that she feuded with. This is what Belair had to say in regards to whether or not that match was ever discussed. It never really came up. I'm not saying it wasn't something that should have happened, but it never came up. Then she talked about how, and I quote, "The conversation for me was more centered around Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley match, which still hasn't happened. The Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair match, where she's the last four horsewoman that I haven't been able to conquer yet, and is something or somewhat known as Mrs. WrestleMania, so I would love to battle out with her." That conversation, meaning about Ronda, never came up. It was either Ripley or Flair, and I still haven't gotten those, end quote. So the reason that I titled this video as that, it's not to come off as like clickbait. I genuinely feel like WWE made a mistake by not giving us a Bianca Belair Ronda Rousey match, right? Throughout her WWE run, Ronda was a heel. So, okay, she was on Raw the first run. It just didn't work out. They didn't have a chance to cross-promote, cross-brand, right? Because Bianca was on SmackDown the majority of the time. Heck, I think she was on Raw at the time. Either way, they never crossed paths on Raw. But when Ronda came back in 2023, right, 2022 into 2023, you had that opportunity. You could have done Ronda and Bianca. But they didn't. And it was a wasted opportunity. There was a wasted opportunity because I think Bianca could have learned from Ronda. And I also think that Ronda could have learned from Bianca. I also thought it would have been a feud that fans could get into because Ronda Rousey in her second run, she had said so much bad things about wrestling fans and the wrestling product in between her first and second runs that when she came back in her second run, fans did not have the same feelings towards her. They did not have the same respect for her. Also, the booking was subpar, in my opinion, when it came to Ronda Rousey's second WWE run. So you throw in those combinations, fans weren't really high on Ronda Rousey. However, if you would have paired her with Bianca, if you would have had her feud with Bianca, who the fans do like and who they support and believe in, that was a recipe for success. That was a recipe to make not only good matches, but also a great and notable, memorable feud. It was a missed opportunity. It was a major mistake, in my opinion. It was a major problem. A problem that they should have solved. A problem in which I don't know why they did not see that being an issue, right? There are some feuds that are just a layup, and you just do them, even though they're predictable and simple, because they're good. Whether it be the storyline, whether it be the components involved, whether it be the star power that each wrestler or wrestlers bring to the table. When you have a layup feud like a Bianca Belair and a Ronda Rousey, you just do it. And it kind of goes back to Bianca and Jade. Like, we all know we're getting Bianca and Jade eventually. We don't know when. They teased it at the Royal Rumble. Now they're in a tag team. I think they're going to keep being a tag team probably throughout the end of this year because I think we're going to get Bianca and Jade at WrestleMania if they can hold off. Maybe we get it at SummerSlam. I don't know. Maybe Survivor Series, maybe. But it's coming, right? That's a simple yet logical storyline that everyone and their dog can see that is happening or could happen. So you'll eventually do it. Right? Time, place, setting, storyline, heel, babyface. Well, that's to be determined. But Bianca Belair, Ronda Rousey, that was a match that should have happened.